Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat.
Welcome.
Is everyone ready?
We are ready.
We got a hot episode.
Action-packed.
We got one of our people.
Yes.
What's his DJ name?
Gerbox.
Gerbox?
Yeah.
Okay, we got him in here. We're going to hear about, he's one of our listeners.
Yes.
Who shouted us out for our 4-year anniversary. Am I right?
National Podcast Day.
But it was 4 years?
Well, 4 years is actually in November. I was just mentioning that we're almost 4 years. Yeah,
okay,
so everyone kind of assumed that was our anniversary.
Got it. So he shouted us out for National Podcast Day, and he has a really interesting story.
Yeah.
He flew in from India to be on the podcast.
He flew in from India to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
Is that fake news? All right.
Did he not fly in from India? Is he on the podcast?
Yeah. Be on the podcast. That's right. And then, of course, we're going to go over all the news. I mean, I don't even know. We got a lot of big LeBron James news today. LeBron James just continues to catch bags left and right.
Yep.
We also have some really good inside info on, Dee is one of the biggest LeBron James fans in the world. And we found out who obviously LeBron's getting a little older and he's going to have to switch his loyalty
Yes.
to someone new. And Dee has his eye on a rising star. So all you sports fans out there,
Guess who?
Dee's going to be switching soon. Lots going on in the fitness space, all over the place.
A lot going on in the fitness space. Not a lot of people getting fit.
No.
Also true.
Fatness.
So is it an open market or is it a dead end? We're going to find
It's
out.
actually both. It's an open market to a dead end.
Yeah, you know what? I like the way you put it. And then we're going to end with our winners, losers, and content. And once again, not to just go so hard on Dee on this intro, but we learned a lot about how Dee picks shows.
Yes.
He has a very interesting thing that he looks for in his stars.
It's called good looking.
You'll hear more about it. Let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Doing great.
We got a special guest.
We do.
It sounds like, okay, so I might have heard you wrong.
Yeah.
And also this mic, no, this isn't going to be fucked up.
Okay.
You have the Hindu card. Say whatever you
I can
want.
say whatever the fuck I want.
You got the H card?
Okay, so here's the thing kind of about you guys that I think is so awesome. I came here from Ohio and that felt to me like quite a trek.
Yeah.
Your parents came here from India.
I thought you were going to say you guys came here from me. I'm like, I actually came from the Valley.
Imagine.
You came from Atlanta.
Yeah, I didn't even come
Atlanta.
True.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even
But
another time.
Yeah,
So your parents, really, I mean, it's both of you guys because you grew up in such an Indian culture household.
Yeah.
But especially your parents, I have a lot of respect for because that seems really scary.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the conversation, you guys came from heavy Indian culture, grew up here in the Valley. Obviously, I mean, look at your outfits. Adopted American culture, quick, right?
We're not, walking around with our traditional garb.
Hell no. No, you pretended for your weddings and that was it. And that's cool to me, it's cool.
Yeah.
It sounds like our guests here today did literally say, interesting plan, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the polar opposite and see if that works out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be born in the Valley and I'm going to head over to India and try to monetize.
He was like, man,
Too much competition.
Is that accurate?
No, yeah.
He's like, these guys already got the Valley covered.
Yeah.
The Murthys have taken it over.
He was like, I'm born in America, but Slumdog is popping up.
Yeah.
It's time to go back to the roots.
I'm going to go monetize that shit. What's up?
So
Welcome.
we
Thank
have
you so much.
a special guest here who I just met on Instagram DM last week or 2 weeks ago.
And how'd you meet him?
So he posted us for National Podcast Day.
Shout out to everyone who posted us.
And so I said, oh, thank you. And then he's like, I listen out in Bangalore. I was like, oh, you're in India? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm coming to America for a tour. And then I'm like, oh, what do you do? He tells me he's a DJ. And he's from Bangalore. Bangalore is where our family is from. And we still have a ton of relatives there. And I don't know anyone in India that DJs.
Yep.
That's just
That's why. The guy's smart.
Yeah. I mean,
He poked around the Valley and was like, let me take this shit.
yeah, everyone's DJing in the Valley.
You guys have already
told my whole life story.
Yeah.
You guys have already told my whole life story.
I mean,
I don't even need to say anything.
I honestly think it's incredible, Zach, because anyone who has family or friends in India, everyone's an engineer
Everyone.
or a doctor.
Yeah.
You have two choices. That's it.
Yeah.
Correct.
And he was like, "Hey, there's this open lane. No one wants to be a DJ."
Literally nobody.
Literally zero competition.
It's not even nobody wants to. I'm sure plenty of people want to. No one is allowed to.
Nobody's
allowed.
You'll
Yeah.
be kicked out of the house.
That's family pressure.
Correct.
So what's the valley part of it? Because you're not from Bangalore.
No, so I was born here
In the valley.
in Woodland Hills.
Amazing.
Kaiser Permanente.
Yeah. Okay. Checks out.
I was told.
Yeah.
And then the first move was not voluntary, right? The first move, I was 5 years old. My dad decided to move back to Bangalore. He saw a business opportunity there. Everything was kind of like the whole internet era. Like there was like internet trade shows. There was
So walk us. What year is that? You're 5 to.
it was 1996.
So 25 years ago.
Yeah. That's when my dad decided to move back. He was here for 14 years. He was working at, various construction companies, East Coast, West Coast, did his civil engineering at NJIT, went to India, got my mom, married her, brought her here. So it was a whole similar story, right?
Yeah.
To your parents. But then my dad is like a different kind of guy. He's super enterprising and like just hungry for like a lot of different things. And he started up like 10, he's worked in like 10 different industries, like from call centers to now real estate to internet trade shows. So he's like, I look up to him and I'm like, holy shit, this guy's the most smartest guy I know, right? So
You looked up to him and became a DJ.
Correct.
This guy's so smart.
Look up to him and I saw DJ Khaled.
That's a tough, tough choice.
So he went back to India and then that was my life. Obviously from 1st to 12th grade, I was in India and then decided to come back to the States to do college. So I was at Georgia Tech doing engineering because at that time I didn't know what the hell I want to do with my life. And if you don't know what you want to do with your life, then you got to listen to the big
If you
guy.
don't know what you want to do in life, you become an engineer.
I agree
Correct.
with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Even if you know, you
Yeah.
still become an engineer.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. So I didn't have any conviction towards any particular field. I knew I liked music, but I used to be a metalhead actually.
Wow.
In Bangalore. So Bangalore, I don't know if you guys know, but used to be quite like the metal hub.
I remember.
That.
Yeah.
I've heard
Really?
That.
There
Yeah,
was a time. Yeah, there was
Like
a time.
US metal?
Yeah.
yeah, like hardcore
Yeah,
rock.
yeah.
Like
thrash
Metallica,
metal.
yeah.
Thrash metal. So
Yeah.
all if you would go to schools, like the battle of the bands would be all like metal bands, like
That's
performing and
incredible.
A lot of oppressed males there.
oh yeah, a lot of aggression, there. So
That's so
that was about 2006-07. That's when I was in the 10th grade. I remember like Iron Maiden coming to India, and that was like the craziest moment of like everybody's lives. Because like I was telling Dee yesterday, like we would get one international artist touring in the country every year.
Yeah.
Every year there'll be
Literally
one
one.
guy coming.
And you have to take what you get. You're
9
like,
out of
"Fuck,
10
it's
times
Lady
there'll be
Gaga."
Bryan Adams coming back every year.
Bryan
And you'll be
Adams.
like, is this
Yeah, it's
all
funny.
that exists? Is this all that exists in the world?
Yeah.
Because
You're in India, like, there's just one
this is
white
one guy.
He's
Right.
There's just one guy who plays
But
every.
Do you know what's interesting about that? I think our mom's favorite artist is Bryan Adams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, now you
I
know
remember
why.
growing up.
They brainwashed Indians.
He's
Literally,
come to
engineers
India.
and Bryan
I'm telling you,
Adams.
if you count the number of times come to India and Pakistan, you guys will be shocked. He's played a lot in that side of the world.
I don't even know, like, what's a Bryan Adams song?
Summer of '69.
Is he still performing?
That song, yeah.
That song. He just goes to India. His whole livelihood
It's an
that
Indian
song.
national anthem in summer 16.
He makes like $3 million a year by
I
going
mean,
to
I have
India.
distinct memories of us growing up in our minivan and my mom playing Bryan Adams in the car.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Continue.
Okay. All right. I'm learning so much.
So my exposure to music was nothing. I would get the 1% that would make it to the radio in India. And that would be my exposure. And then around that time, LimeWire, Napster, all that started coming out.
Yeah.
So that was my window where I could like reach punk rock and reach metal. So I got into Sum 41, Blink 182, Green Day, all of that through just downloading stuff on the internet.
So funny.
But electronic music was still like this black hole. I had no idea what it was. I just thought it was David Guetta. That's it. Because that's all that would permeate into the radio.
Yeah.
Right?
That's how I feel today.
Yeah.
Not sure. I think it's David Guetta.
Yeah. So I was the same. But at that time I actually like didn't like electronic music because it seemed very generic to me. I was more of like a metalhead, I was a guitarist, I would play. Then the pivotal moment came when I moved to Atlanta. I went and did engineering there at Georgia Tech. That's when I got exposed to like all these insane electronic music artists. Like that's around the time 2009, 2010 was when like dubstep started like blowing up in the US. Like suddenly dubstep shows went from like 5 guys in a garage to like 14-year-old girls raging at like ultra music festival, and like DJs became rock stars. Skrillex became like the biggest thing ever. So I was like right there when all this stuff was happening. That was super inspiring to me. Like dubstep and metal like are like they have a lot of synchrony.
A lot of noise.
Lot of noise.
Yes.
But the thing with when I like metal has like your if you're a guitarist and you want to be technically skilled, you like listen to metal or you listen to jazz. Like those two are like the most technically skilled genres, right? As a guitarist. But I love that part of it. But I was a happy guy. Okay, like I didn't want to like rage and fucking like I wasn't an angry human being. I didn't like the lyrics about destruction and all that shit. So I didn't vibe with the lyrical content and the culture. But with dubstep, I got the heaviness and like that energy and that like
the drugs.
Just release.
Yeah.
Maybe. and then, but also
different drugs.
I can talk to girls. I can like be social. I can have a good time, and that whole that whole culture of like peace, love, unity, respect in electronic music. I vibe with that. So like when you have music and it connects with you on a like musical level, but also on a cultural level, then you become like you just become one with it.
Not a lot of girls in the metal scene?
Not in the mosh pits, man. What are they going to do? What are girls going to do in mosh pits?
That's why in India it works out great, because there's no girls.
Keep everyone,
Imagine a girl twerking in the middle of a mosh pit. That's not going to happen.
Dubstep, they're just take a molly and bone it.
You started DJing in Atlanta or in India?
So I started DJing in Atlanta, and then I did one. So again, I had 5 years of college, right? So my last summer, I told my dad, I was like, I've worked every single summer before this. I was like, I worked at Toyota, I worked at Honda, did all these like internships and co-ops. It's my last summer. Let me just try this music thing. I want to just learn. I want to see if I like it. Like, so I wanted to learn music production, because at that point I still didn't know how to make music. I knew I liked going to festivals and raging, but I didn't know if I would like the process of making. I didn't know if I liked the process of making music. Like sitting on your computer and like, it was all alien to me. Yeah. So I did that. I did one course.
Wait, how did it go over with your dad when you called him?
I just, so at that point, I was just asking him for one summer.
Yeah.
Let me just learn one summer.
I'm shocked you just said like, oh, Toyota called me back, and then you just go make music all the time.
Did he think you were insane?
Did he think? No, he didn't think I was insane. He was like, I guess he empathized, because it was like, see, I'm very good at like also being emotional and saying, listen, it's my last summer. I'll never get any moment after this. Once I start working, when am I going to get 3 months to give to music, right? I mean, to learn something new, and which he kind of understood.
Yeah.
So what is one summer, right? So I did that, and then that one summer changed my life. And then I was like, I can't go back to the college.
You never went back.
Yeah.
But I did. I got the degree, interviewed for jobs, got a job at Capgemini, and then told him I can't do this. I'm sorry. And I told him I want to come back to India and I want to start DJing and producing.
And so now
did he pick you up from the airport? He said, find your own way.
No. So
It's
again,
on you now,
these
bud.
are all like small little seeds that you have to plant over the course of like 2 years to finally get them to kind of like really accept it. And then also there's progress, right? There's like, if everything is just stagnant in one place for years, then obviously they're going to be like, listen, okay, you tried, now get back to work, right?
Yeah.
But there was steady progress. There was like steady appreciation. And I think Indian parents, they don't, like if I go to them and say, oh my God, I love this, I want to do it, it makes me feel so alive, they're not going to understand that. But they'll understand seeing your name in a newspaper article.
Yeah.
They'll understand seeing 1 million views on a YouTube page, right? They'll understand seeing like, okay, like you're on whatever, like BBC World website and your name is there. So they understand the tangible results.
Yeah.
And if there are enough tangible
Passion
results.
doesn't fly.
Yeah.
Where's that on the line?
All facts, no feelings with parents, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Like, and then slowly they saw that and
No,
now
because
they're accepting of it.
No, because I think it's a very critical point when you come back from college and you're telling your parents you want to DJ, because I can tell you firsthand, after I did investment banking and then joined D at 5-4, my dad was completely angry at me for not pursuing an MBA. He couldn't get it.
Really?
He was like, why aren't you going to get an MBA?
So what do you think about Dee from the beginning? He wrote him off. He wrote him off.
Yeah,
years
he wrote me off at like 14.
And he was begging me. He would have other family members try to reach out, like, hey, you should go get your MBA.
Wow.
So that's why I think it's pretty cool that you early on were just like, hey, I'm...
Correct. And also see, like, I moved back, but then I moved back to DJ, but then I didn't know anybody to like hit up, right? So obviously that takes time. So I was working a job while I was trying to find gigs. So it's not like I just like said, okay, no, I'm just going to start DJing now. I'm sit at home until I get a gig. It wouldn't have worked. So I worked for like 6 months and also parallelly ran like a weekly show. So I started the first trap music weekly event in Bangalore ever. City of like 9 million people.
That's amazing.
I was like going to club owners and I explained to them what trap is. There's nobody even knew what the hell it was. So like, and that's what drew me to India. Because I could have chosen to stay here because obviously I'm a citizen. So I could have stayed here and done the same thing. But the opportunity to go there and just do something that blew my mind over here.
Yeah.
And I know that like the exposure is like over there. I mean, not everybody has the opportunity to come to the US, right? So I mean, my life wouldn't have changed if I hadn't come here. I would have probably just been in a cubicle somewhere, right? And like been hating my life. But I came here, I got exposed. I was lucky enough to do that. So I thought me going back, A, is a good business move because like you said, it's like nobody's doing it, right?
Yeah.
And you can count the number of people on your hand at that time who were doing my kind of music or like electronic music in general on a visible scale. And then also was like this like emotional, like wanting to expose people to music they've never heard before and potentially changing their lives the same way my life got changed.
Yeah.
So that was like super inspiring and like it drew me back in a way.
Yeah.
And I stayed there 7 years and now I'm touring there every weekend, playing all over this country, all festivals, clubs. And now I'm back here because I want to get back to the US and like make shit happen over here, you know?
Yeah.
Like where I got inspired. Like I'm like...
So you're back in Atlanta next week, I saw.
Yeah.
So where are you playing? We have a lot of Atlanta listeners.
Yeah. So I'm playing at there's a new place called the Aura Lounge and one more club called Red Martini. So I'm playing these 2 gigs. And then in Cali, I mean, if there are any Cali listeners, I'm playing San Luis Obispo on the 30th at the Fremont Theater, I think. And then 31st is Catalyst Club, Santa Cruz. Back-to-back Halloween shows.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be sick.
That's
That's
great.
ending it and then heading back to...
And what's your Instagram handle where people can find you?
Gurbax. So my artist name is Gurbax, Gurbax, but my handle is Gurbaxx because some guy took Gurbax.
And what's the
he
goal
has zero
now? Like,
posts. Huh?
is the goal now to make it big here?
The goal now is to reach a point where I am spending 6 months here, 6 months there.
Yeah.
So how it works is like the Indian gig season is September to like March. That's when all the festivals are, all the big clubs, they throw out events. And then, coincidentally, summer is big here. So I come back here, April, play Coachella, and then start the whole US festival circuit and go back in September.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do.
That's great.
It's a couple of year plan, but that's really my eventual goal is to do that.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And so I have a question about kids in India. What's going, like, are they all into crypto and NFTs and all that shit?
It is surprisingly big there now.
Yeah.
Because all these apps like ZebPay, WazirX are like downloaded by everybody. If you go on like YouTube and just type like ZebPay, WazirX tutorials or whatever, they're like all Indian people.
Yeah.
Just like how to get started. So it is like massive out there now.
Wow.
And everybody's into it. Like especially, I think the tipping point was Doge.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the tipping point.
Wow.
Then everybody started talking about it. Because I mean, like once you get into the meme world, then the whole world knows about it.
Yeah.
Like Squid Games.
Yeah.
The whole world just you can't take your eyes off it now. Right?
Yeah.
So Doge was, I remember clearly, Doge was like the pivotal moment where I just started hearing everybody talk about crypto.
I'm gonna make a show called Doge Games.
Doge games. That's amazing. Yeah, I was just curious.
I mean, it makes sense. You have so many technically trained engineers.
Correct.
Crypto is a technically,
Correct.
it requires technical skills to be
Yeah.
effective in that industry. So
And also it's like, I mean, the mobile phone has changed the game out there because data is so cheap in India. Like mobile data is extremely cheap. So you have phones that can sell for like a couple thousand rupees, 2,000, 3,000 rupees, data plans that are extremely cheap. So everybody from all, stratas of society own a phone. And if you own a phone, you know what to do.
the
these
conversion is basically like $50-$60 US dollars.
Is there things like QAnon and stuff there?
days. Not QAnon.
Like-
QAnon is...
Even they laugh at it.
QAnon is not there, but
God.
I mean...
No, there's no. Hold on. There's a massive, the equivalent of Reddit here on WhatsApp. There's conspiracy theories just spread all over India.
Oh, yeah.
Or do you have your own like QAnon? Do you have your own? Is there like a bunch of we have a bunch of internet radicalized weirdos? Do you guys have that too, or?
We have them, but they're on news every day.
They're given a television platform.
There's no radicalized corner of the internet. They're just on the news. They're in the main political buildings. So we don't even need to go there. I'll get slaughtered. I won't be let back.
If you think CNN or MSNBC's nuts, like a typical Indian news show in India, it's 9 boxes. Everyone's just screaming.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's
And
like
no
if
one-
QAnon was like mainstream content.
Yeah.
No one even knows what the other
QAnon
person's
is
saying.
nothing compared to what actually happens on mainstream news over there. Huh?
Got it. So not as much of a market for it. Okay.
All right.
Anything we forgot?
No, that's great.
Well, thank you for listening, man. I think the coolest thing about the show is we have some cool ass listeners. So thanks for the repost.
I love the podcast. It is making me sound smart for the past 1 year, 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing such an amazing job. And I just want to come. I think the fact that I'm here is inspiring to me. We just be around you guys. Dee, thank you so much for being so cool and chill and invited me over. I met him with Delilah yesterday.
I was like, yeah, come by.
And I was like,
my
I know-
favorite movie.
I was like, I know all about Delilah and Poppies and Bootsy Bellows because of the podcast. I'm sitting at the gym in Bangalore listening to all these names and I'm like,
I think
this is what it is.
We're finally starting to pay Brian back for all those free meals. We're really getting the word out.
And what's funny is I was at Deluxe and our friend Kevin, and at the end of the night the bill came, and of course I didn't have my wallet. I go, Eric, you got to pay for this. And he was like, this is like you're in real life. You actually don't pay. I'm like,
I was
really
like,
don't.
I'm seeing this happen, and this is going to be a story 2 weeks later about how he doesn't pay. Anything.
It's not even a story anymore.
Yeah, it's just real
The
life.
one time I meet you, you don't have your wallet.
Yeah.
Trust me, the next time you meet him, he won't either.
I don't get how you walk out of the house without a wallet.
That's
All day.
I don't get how you, I'm constantly doing this.
Because
move.
what if there's an emergency?
yeah.
I have a phone.
Someone will
911. You don't dial your
Pay
wallet.
my bill. Pay my bill for me.
You don't even put a card. You should do Apple Pay or something. Yeah, whatever.
I have
Never
Apple
mind.
Pay.
You just don't. It doesn't work.
It's just Apple. There's no pay. He's got Apple.
I don't have the wallet feature on the app. I disabled it.
Okay, good stuff. Well, thank you for coming, man, and
Thank
thanks
you
for
so
listening,
much.
and thanks for the repost, and stay in touch.
Much love. Definitely.
We'll see you at Coachella,
Yes.
main
Very
stage.
soon. Very soon. Very soon.
Thank you.
You guys want to talk about LeBron James?
Love LeBron.
The Big King.
What are you going to do when LeBron ages out?
I'll have to find a new.
Do you have a rising talent you have your eyes on?
I don't think he's going to age out. It sounds like he's going to be the next Warren Buffett.
No,
Well, no, not of life, but of basketball.
Sports.
Yeah, he's
Sports.
fine.
Yeah.
But basketball, you got your eyes on someone?
Yeah.
You're not ready to say it yet, or
I'll tell you.
who is it?
LaMelo Ball.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he the youngest?
Yeah.
That's LaMelo?
He's the one that
He's the star.
yeah.
If you had to pick a ball,
If I had to pick a ball,
you're picking LaMelo.
LaMelo.
Okay. All right. That's fair. And then are you going to wait to be outspoken about your loyalty until after LeBron, respectfully,
What's LaMelo picks up like an MVP or something?
then you'll switch?
Yes.
Okay.
And obviously I can't back a
Lose.
emerging star.
Yeah, too risky.
Yeah.
Too
'Cause
risky.
I'm too late in my life to be betting, being passionate about
Yeah,
someone that may make it.
Yeah. Yeah, he can fall off. That's happened many times.
Yeah.
And you gotta act
so
like you
I'll
never
be
said
like,
this.
LaMelo who?
Yeah,
I'm not going to post that picture I have with you, LaMelo.
Yeah. Good call.
But you need an MVP, not just an All-Star appearance.
No, I need MVP.
You might be waiting a long
And
time.
MVP.
Most valuable player.
Season MVP?
Yes.
I don't think LaMelo's going to be on your radar anytime soon. Then
I got a few years.
But LeBron, you're gonna have a couple years of gap, I'm afraid. LeBron might be out.
I might find someone else.
Luka.
Not a big Giannis guy? Or is that too front runnery at this point? You're too late.
I'm too late on that.
You missed the
I
spike.
missed on Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have jumped on that last season.
It's like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the title, I would have been fine writing him.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Now it's too late.
Just checking in. Well, your boy, LeBron, is just, I wish we had like a bag alert,
Yeah.
like noise.
LeBag James.
Sound effect. Yeah, because LeBag James. I think we kind of forecasted this one.
Yeah.
Spring Hill, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, a production company.
Yep.
That ultimately would be labeled.
Yeah.
His production company sold a minority stake to a group of investors, one of them including Nike,
Yeah.
which values the company at $725 million. So I don't think we know the amount of the actual investment, right? But we just know minority investment, but at a 725. So what, 300 million? Would that be your guess?
I would guess 20 to 25%. So maybe 150 to 200 million, if I had to guess.
Fair.
And from what we know publicly, they do the HBO show. They have podcasts.
Yep.
They've produced movies.
Yep.
Apparently, they have 150 employees.
Wow.
Big business.
That's a lot.
The interesting thing about the investors, it's all people he has relationships with.
Yeah.
Like the Fenway Sports Group, LeBron invested in that. And obviously, Nike and LeBron are attached at the hip.
Isn't that a goal that you just get that rich that you ultimately just kind of sell things to your friends?
So
it's like NFTs, but
yes, it's literally like I literally equate it to the NFT game.
Yeah.
LeBron's like, I need my company worth 700 million,
Yeah.
$1 billion.
Come on, guys.
You guys just peg the valuation, cut me a check.
Yeah.
I'm making you money hand over fist over here.
Yeah. And then
What-
this thing's going to go sell for $1 billion.
And everyone makes money.
Yeah.
And so LeBron is playing the Wall Street game now at the highest level, which is just like we're all in on it now.
It's a lot of this.
There's a lot of I'm moving my arms in circles.
Yeah, for
You
those
can't
of you
see this.
listening,
It's like, when the circles collide.
it's a little bit of
But
this, a
here's
little bit of this.
the
it's all
interesting one is Epic Games, the creator of Fortnite.
Oh, they were in on it.
They try to buy the whole thing.
That's your boy or no? No, your boy is.
Riot Games.
Riot Games.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
But they're homies too or no?
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I
why
mean,
not?
who doesn't want to be homies with LeBron?
A little bit of this.
But I mean, it's also a smart bet from all these partners.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't want to be in the business of LeBron James for the next 20 years?
Well, plus, who doesn't want to be in the business of LeBron James with Nike and Epic?
Yes.
And because now, when I saw Nike, I was like, well, shit, Nike could just send content their way left and right.
Yeah.
If you do content with all the Nike athletes,
Yeah.
there you go.
And it looks like that's what it is. It's a gateway for athletes to create content, which obviously huge opportunity. The other interesting thing is, from a LeBron standpoint, most athletes wait till it's too late. They wait till they're retired.
Yeah.
Once you retire from the game, you're fucking irrelevant.
Yeah.
No one cares about you unless you're like Kobe, right?
Yeah.
And even then, you take the risk of people forgetting about you.
Yeah.
When you are an active player, you're on TV every single day.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
what, in the last 2 decades, how many players could have quit, taken 5 years off, and started something again? 5?
Yeah.
Shaq,
Kobe. I literally can't think of anyone else.
MJ.
Yeah.
yeah. And,
Even the biggest, like even like I don't know, obviously this isn't my territory, but even a Russell Westbrook couldn't take 5 years
No,
off in between.
no, and I
launch
think-
a fashion line.
But you also have to give credit to Maverick Carter because he's
Well,
the CEO of the company. And I've said this before on the podcast. I'm convinced they're all going to be billionaires.
Yeah.
have
Maverick's going to be a billionaire. Rich Paul's going to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
LeBron's already a billionaire.
Yeah, they have to be. I mean, how old are these guys? How old's Mav?
Mav's
Probably
late
mid
30s.
Yeah.
I mean, that's absurd.
Yeah.
And I think Rich is early 40s
Yeah.
or mid 40s.
And I feel like your power at this level only like compounds.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Maverick Carter sits on the board of Live Nation. That's like a...
Yeah, like if it took him 39 years, let's say, to make $100 million?
Sure.
Sure, maybe more.
Then I feel like in the next 20, he'll make $1 billion.
Yes.
Easy.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 in the next 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just kids from Akron, you know?
Kids from Akron.
This is how we are. There's
The
a lot of us.
posse.
They're not the only ones, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of us out there.
The posse, as famously quoted.
And I'll tell you one thing, I was a part of the wrong posse growing up because I wasn't too far from these guys.
What would they be called if there were 3 white guys?
The gentlemen.
The gentlemen, right?
3 gentlemen from Akron.
Yeah. Which I would say sucks. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'd rather be the posse. I know that there's some connotations to that, but I'd rather be the posse.
Yeah.
But I think what you're saying, Dee, is the current athletes are hip to game. They all have media companies. Kevin Durant has a media company.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving has his own, which might be not great. But
Hey, there's a big market for his type of content.
Oh my God. Kyrie
He
Irving,
could have
by
the
the
biggest
way,
media company of all these guys.
Kyrie Irving could be the face of the Republican Party tomorrow.
He'd be the sports Alex Jones tomorrow.
Yes.
I mean, Steph Curry's doing content. They're all doing content. They
Wouldn't you
realize
have
it.
to say this is all, well, I know Mav and them are smart. Don't you think this is agency work? Meaning like it's the Jads of the world that are saying, hey, athlete, you should now think about what your media company looks like.
So I think you're right for the most part, but the LeBron scenario is actually the opposite.
Yeah.
He was signed to CAA and empowered Rich Paul. Hey, you're now my agent. Maverick Carter, you now run all my business and enterprises and marketing, and you guys are the guys. You're the Jads.
So tell me if I'm wrong. The way that I see it is they're Jake and Logan Paul, LeBron and crew. Sorry to make that comparison. With boxing. And everyone else that's now trying to box is every other athlete. They just see the model that they created and are saying, oh, I need a media company.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yeah, no, I think that's right.
Because there wasn't really like a big, I mean, they kind of created that.
Yeah, they took the reins on, hey, I'm superstar athlete. I'm telling my story and I'm telling it how I want it to be conveyed.
Yeah.
And other athletes started to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fucking good for them, you know?
Yeah.
Bags all around. Big for Akron. And this thing, I think this thing literally is going to be worth $1.5 billion in like 3 years, I feel like.
Maybe 18
They probably did
months.
so many movies.
Right
3
today.
years. What
Actually,
are you talking
today.
about?
Today.
Yeah, by January, it's 1.5 billion.
Yeah.
Sorry, what am I thinking? Okay, well, good for them. And then the other thing about LeBron is he is the newest investor in Dee's new favorite emerging fitness platform, Tonal. And he's all over the ads. You have notoriously went, hard on Tonal.
Yep.
Now, I'm curious if you might be in sort of a moral dilemma here because the GOAT, in your eyes, has made this decision. Does this change your feelings about Tonal? Does it change your feelings about LeBron James? Or is it just bags as usual?
Bags for everyone. Bags around.
Yeah. Throw the bags around.
Yeah, throw the bags around.
Yeah.
I think this is a big miss for Nike.
Okay.
Like, why doesn't Nike have their own
Agreed.
bullshit version of this?
I agree.
If this is actually working, Tonal and Mirror,
Is it working though? Do we know?
I don't believe they're working at all.
Yeah.
I know.
In terms of like, you don't think people are getting fit because
Because
of
they act-
it?
are
Or the
people-
business?
well, we know. Obesity's at an all-time high. We
Yeah.
know that shit ain't working.
The question is, are they actually selling lots of units at full price
Profitably, yeah.
profitably to people?
You
to
just
human beings?
said a really bad word.
Profit.
Yes.
Right?
I can't,
You're
but
right.
I'm offended.
Right. I'm missing all day today, man. I agree. So I think that it seems to me like it's still in the like, could it be real phase?
Yeah, so
And-
Tonal, for those that don't know, goes against your wall, has a big fancy screen. I think it folds down into a bench and has
like things hanging from it.
weights and strings and whatever.
Ugly.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. It's another few $1,000 machine with a monthly subscription. It's Peloton for the wall. That's basically what it is. And this is my one flaw with this whole industry. People are not self-motivators. They just fucking aren't.
But maybe LeBron just pops up on your wall and he's like, what's up, bitch?
If he was able to say, "What's up, bitch?" then I'd be more interested in that. Not, "Hey, D, get out there and have a great day."
Man,
I'm
that
like,
thing always
"Fuck you,
popping
LeBron. I don't want to have a great day."
Imagine that thing just going off in your house.
Yeah.
Like, shut up, LeBron.
Yeah, but like, I just don't. I think one, if this industry is actually working, Nike should be launching machines left and right.
I wonder why they're not. They have to have considered it. Or
They
maybe
probably-
they look at it and they're like, this shit doesn't work.
Yeah, like Peloton, who's using this?
Maybe they do.
Yeah.
Because they have to have looked at this every which way.
Yeah, they have endless amounts of money. They're they're valued in the hundreds of billions of, like, why don't, you know, that's my point.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I think it's a miss for Nike to let LeBron do anything active with anyone else. In fact, I'd rather go to Nike and just tell LeBron, how much is Tonal giving you? We'll just give you the money. Don't do this shit.
Yeah.
Because we don't even want make people think that anyone actually uses these machines.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting.
And LeBron last week just opened like the innovation center at Nike.
Saw that.
So why don't you innovate and make your own machine?
Yeah. Hey,
Maybe the machines are
shots
stupid.
fired.
I think Nike may have looked at it and like,
I bet you they look at the economics and these things don't work.
yeah.
No one cares.
Or they know they're not going to get rewarded for it.
Or they're like, look,
Why,
you guys
Lulu
buy
bought
and then...
Mirror.
That's right.
What did you say?
Lulu bought Mirror.
Yeah, but that hasn't proven to be worth anything.
No, but they're in all their stores now.
Maybe their thought is like, look, you can buy and sell your Peloton, your whatever, you're going to wear Nikes the whole way.
Yeah. Either
But
way,
these things aren't sticking.
exactly. No one's rocking a pair of Peloton sneakers.
They have to believe that or else
Yeah.
you would have it. They make fucking foam rollers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they care about... Nike does.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
meaning like you care about the kind of
The
at
actual,
home,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Equipment.
yeah. They definitely make equipment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, props to LeBron here. Because one way or another, this thing's going to work out. Even if Tonal doesn't, I'm sure he'll come up.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
And Spring Hill, big wins.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we do a circle back on Coinbase, NFT? You know, this is now we're a few days in from this announcement. What, like, is OpenSea fucked here? Like, I didn't think to ask that. I don't know.
So here's, you know,
So sorry, let me sorry. Prime, if anyone missed the last episode, is Coinbase announced that they were launching an NFT
marketplace, basically to compete with OpenSea.
and OpenSea is currently the biggest.
So between February and April, 35% of NFT trading volume was on OpenSea. Between February and April.
35%.
Yeah.
Damn, where's the rest? Just random ass websites.
Now it's 95% is on OpenSea. So they have complete monopoly of
Yep.
the NFT marketplace business.
So these guys are printing money.
Printing money. Okay.
Like the real winners of NFTs so far,
Yes.
undeniably, is just
Yeah.
OpenSea.
So $2.8 billion was spent on NFTs in September. 2.72 was on OpenSea.
Wow.
And I think the other interesting piece is Coinbase launched their wait list
Mm-hmm.
for the NFT marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Over 1 million people are now on that list after like 24 hours.
And if there's 500,000 OpenSea users.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this is the fascinating part is Andreessen Horowitz
Invested in OpenSea, right?
owns 20% of Coinbase, invests in OpenSea. Coinbase, their venture arm, invests in OpenSea. So everyone got to look under the hood like, oh, this is working. Why don't we just build our own? Coinbase has 70 million wallets.
So OpenSea fucked up.
Yeah,
OpenSea probably should have sold to Coinbase. I have
or
no
they Snapchat.
I have no inside information
Could
on
be.
this.
We've been wrong before.
And I would suspect Coinbase would have had an offer to OpenSea
You would
in
think.
the last 3 months.
Yeah, you would think.
I would absolutely guarantee. I mean, they're investors. Andreessen's an investor. Everyone knows. Forget the actual individual NFTs, which one's going to work or not. NFTs are here to stay.
Yeah.
And that is the marketplace.
They fucked up.
Yeah.
Don't take money from these guys. I know you probably didn't have, I don't know, whatever, many options at that size or whatever it was, but like, you fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, just the scale. Coinbase has 70 million wallets. When NFTs launch the marketplace, it's going to be easier. Like us dinosaurs, we already don't even want to go on
So-
OpenSea.
I'll buy 5 NFTs the day that shit launches on
Yeah.
Coinbase, and I cannot even get myself to bother try to get one on OpenSea.
Look, I think it's not a winner take all business.
No, but that's what they say now.
They say that about everything. and
Everyone wants to say that when you're competing.
Who says that? Coinbase is saying
Coinbase
that?
said that because they're investors.
But,
I'm
but
sure
even with
Zuckerberg said that
crypto,
at some point.
look at Robinhood. Robinhood's whole business is crypto.
Sure. That's true.
That's
but
my
I
point
think-
is when Coinbase was this ginormous trading platform,
Yeah.
everyone was like, oh, now there's hundreds. It's not winner take all.
Yeah, but I do think, I don't know, for some reason I think that they're a little different. Like, meaning I think like they're different. I just think it's
I think
different.
OpenSea has a
being
very
this
cool
early-
brand now with really young people. Coinbase is
But the
our
ease of
JP
use-
Morgan. We're going to go and do our trading. It is.
it's a similar.
It's so easy. It's how easy the
Yeah,
product
for us,
is.
but they're already on. The young kids are already on OpenSea.
Yeah, but don't you think you kind of like, maybe you peaked at the number of people who are going to figure that shit out, and if you just make it easier, it just opens you up to people who didn't exist, and
I
will
agree.
never go back to OpenSea.
Coinbase is going to crush it with this, but I don't think OpenSea is out of business either.
No, I don't know if they're out of
No,
business, but
they
their
killed
growth,
runway.
their growth is just going to
Yeah, you go from like 500. We have a roadmap to 5 million,
Yeah.
and now it's 500,000.
But here's the thing.
So if
It's
you
the same.
take off the wait list, I guarantee you when the NFT marketplace launches on Coinbase, so 1 million are on the wait list. So they're probably just like, we got to create the data infrastructure to handle the 1 million users before we let them all on.
Yeah.
Once it's launched to everyone, that means there's 70 million people buying NFTs.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So what are we buying? But you got to beat them to it.
Because I would never consider joining the wait list, but the day it's available, I'll be on there buying an NFT
Yeah,
for shits
well,
and giggles.
yeah, we got to buy before that because there's going to be a surge.
We got to get on Reddit.
Yeah, find out what's hot.
We got to get in the trenches.
Yeah,
It's like our boy at the fucking hedge fund.
yeah.
We got to be on the bathroom
and-
checking out Reddit.
But the reality is Coinbase has proven to be a secure storage of crypto assets.
Yeah.
So it's the gold standard from a security standpoint.
Yeah.
And I know people have cold storage and that's actually the safest way, but most people don't trust themselves with cold storage because you're going to lose your keys, you're going to lose your shit.
I like to stay warm.
Yeah.
And I think Coinbase is just going to absolutely crush it. I think this is not financial advice, but Coinbase is one of the most massively undervalued stocks.
I actually, when I was looking at it, I think Coinbase is massively undervalued. So is Robinhood.
I agree. Robinhood is.
What's the market cap of each? Do you any idea?
Coinbase is about 50 billion.
Okay.
And Robinhood's 35 billion. Robinhood's a
But if-
$1 trillion company.
Wait,
so
Coinbase
is-
has a bigger market cap than Robinhood?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, they do significantly more revenue and profit.
Really?
I mean, Coinbase is going to do over 8 to 10 billion of EBITDA. I know we hate profits on this show.
That's their problem.
I've never
They'd be
heard of
worth
EBITDA
$1 trillion
as
if they weren't just trying to spit out money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Swallow
Coinbase,
that
That's
shit
fucked
back.
up. Yeah.
Coinbase is pacing better than any big tech company at its current stage in terms of profits.
Yeah. It's too much.
Too much.
It's not
Too much
good.
cash.
That's too much. That's not
Yeah.
good. You're not trying. You're not
Yeah.
trying. I look at profit like fat, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're getting chunky, I'm going to say, hey, man, you're not working hard enough.
And
You're getting
exactly.
too profitable. I'm going to say, hey, D, pick it up.
Yeah. And the thing about this whole world is it's NFTs today. I didn't know what an NFT was fucking 6 months ago.
No.
There's going to be some other shit that is going to come that like some other site's going to do, like all these DAOs and whatever the fuck that is. And
You know what the beauty of Coinbase's business model is? Because they're going to be able to keep launching stuff unregulated, whereas Facebook, they're neutered.
Mhm.
Like they're not going to be able to acquire anything else.
Yeah.
And you're going to have these like upstarts in crypto that create this like massive innovation. OpenSea, massive innovation.
Mhm.
Enabled NFTs for everyone. The government doesn't give a shit if Coinbase controls NFTs. They don't understand
No.
Facebook and Apple. They're like, cool, Coinbase, you keep doing it. We know you. You guys abide by authorities. You guys meet with the SEC.
Yep.
We know at least we're going to get our tax revenue from you. We don't know about these upstarts.
Yeah.
And I think Coinbase is going to eat everyone's lunch.
That's for sure.
oh, I think crypto in general, because they have no fucking idea what's going on.
Coinbase is the only like tentacle of the US government that they're like, okay, we trust you guys.
Yeah.
And whenever there's innovation, so it's NFTs today, it's going to be something tomorrow. Like, okay, make sure Coinbase has it.
Yeah. it's
Because
true.
we trust you guys will at least tell the government what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to put more money into Coinbase. In this shit.
I'm
Okay.
biased, but you know, I gotta pitch my book.
I guess.
I can't go up.
He's got
Look at you, you scumbag.
Wall Street
Bill
Insider.
Ackman over here.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's got a whole. He was reading notes.
Yeah, he was.
He was like
What
NFT,
NFT,
marketplace, SEC.
Dow.
Okay.
Said Dow, great relationship with government.
Yeah.
Undervalued. Got it.
Okay.
Okay, what about LinkedIn? We're shutting down LinkedIn.
You mentioned Dow, huh?
Yeah, what's up?
How do you know about Dow?
I'm in the game, man.
Okay.
Not the Dow Jones.
Yeah. What? LinkedIn shutting down in China?
Gave up.
Sorry, all the budding entrepreneurs.
Looking for a job.
Sorry, all the
platform.
SaaS software salespeople.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do now?
What happened? We got privacy issues or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think Microsoft was like, there's too many rules of China censorship.
It's funny that like everyone else like makes it work.
Yeah.
You know, like Google has like their version or
No,
whatever.
they don't have anything.
They don't have anything.
Google
now?
doesn't have
Nothing.
anything. No.
Who was it that?
Facebook doesn't. Apple sells iPhones. That's the only thing.
That's all, but no site. None of our sites are allowed there.
Wow, I
And
had that
so-
totally wrong. In my head, I thought there was a whole controversy because Google like agreed to share some level of like their servers or something in order to be in China, or maybe that was the proposal, and they said
Yeah,
no.
I don't know, but
Got
like
it.
traditional regular Google search does not exist.
So LinkedIn tried.
LinkedIn, they're the last major U.S. social network still operating in China. It's gone. They're going to launch a specific version of LinkedIn specifically for job searching that they'll launch in China later this year. But I mean, for Microsoft, it's like, what's the headache? I mean, they're just printing money anyways. Like, why do you want to deal with the Chinese government?
And why are you the last one fighting the fight? LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Come on.
But that's
Everyone else gave
that's
up.
the beauty of Microsoft. So they dealt with antitrust in the late 90s and early 2000s, somewhere around that era. Maybe I'm getting my years off.
Mm-hmm.
And they got pummeled by the government.
Anything consumer is
And then they went quiet and became this like north of $1 trillion company, quietly building cloud computing,
Yeah.
quietly operating a business in China
Yeah.
when no one was allowed to. Like, you would be eviscerated in Congress if Google and Facebook were operating in China, and LinkedIn was operating actively in China,
Yeah.
and no one cares. Microsoft just flies under the radar while Google and Facebook just get the shit beat out of them in the press.
Because to their credit, maybe Microsoft took their lumps and now it's looked at as like, oh, we already got them.
yeah.
We gotta go after the
25
new
years
guys.
ago.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I also
Old
think
Bill's out here curing
it's also-
malaria or whatever the hell he's doing.
It's also the way their products are used. They're so heavy in like business to business. Even LinkedIn, it's just other business people talking to other business people. As soon as you have to interact with the consumer, you're fucked.
You're out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because as soon as like Senator Blumenthal's,
Finsta.
cousin, or daughter has like a Finsta,
Yeah.
then it enters his household.
We need to ban Finsta.
Yeah.
I finally saw that clip. I hadn't seen it this whole time.
How good is it?
It is mind-boggling because the woman tries to be like, "Hey, sir, I think you kind of have
I
the
thought
idea."
she did a great job.
She did an incredible job, but
Yeah.
the point is, these idiots are so like, well, that's why I'm saying we need to ban Finsta. Like, you don't be like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Could you explain to me how I have this wrong? It was just like, exactly my point. And that's why we need to ban it. She's like, well, sir.
It was like an SNL skit that you couldn't write. It was that good.
Literally. Okay, well, good try, Microsoft. And you know what? I got to give you credit for being the last man standing.
Last Mohican.
Last LinkedIn standing. ClassPass got bought?
Yeah.
500 million? No.
No. So MindBody, which is like a kind of wellness platform.
That's like a booking type platform.
Yeah.
Yes, basically every gym, a lot of gyms use MindBody software to book their classes.
Like Open Table.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an open table.
Have you guys ever heard of this?
MindBody?
Yeah.
I use it
Yeah.
Oh.
I used to, pre-pandemic, I'd use it all the time.
for
Weird.
classes. I would book through
Come out of the
MindBody.
loop again.
Yeah. And they bought ClassPass in an all-stock deal, rumored to be worth more than $1 billion.
Wow.
And they also, MindBody sealed a $500 million investment pre this transaction. So big moves. Obviously, they're going to take this thing public soon.
Yep.
But they said it's significantly over $1 billion. So ClassPass has been around a while. I'm sure pandemic pretty much made their business into zero,
Yeah.
right? Because you're not booking any classes. And they clearly, I'm sure right now they're seeing an insane surge.
Yeah.
So I'm sure their business will come normalize in the next 12 to 18 months. But I'm guessing this was like a had to be done deal for ClassPass. because cash, there's no way their business is pre-pandemic levels yet.
Yeah.
Because even though classes are open, I still don't think they're at all-time high.
Definitely not.
So Vista Equity bought Vista Equity is a private equity company based in Texas. They bought MindBody for $1.9 billion in 2019.
Sheesh. They're making moves. So they're definitely rolling it up to go public.
Yeah.
They're rolling up to go public, but do you really think it was north of $1 billion? ClassPass? So they gave up 50% of their equity?
No, I bet you MindBody.
It's an all-stock deal.
MindBody could be worth $10 billion now. If they took $500 million at $10 billion, they go, okay, we'll give you $1 billion in stock. It's 10% of the company.
Yeah, I guess the missing piece is we have no idea what MindBody
is now valued
at with that $500 million investment.
I bet you it's $10 billion.
That's the big question.
Where'd
the $500 million come from?
Sixth Street Partners, I think.
Don't know who they are. No.
It's amazing how you can read these things and some random, I think it's called Sixth Street Partners. I never heard of them. Just handing out $500 million to like a booking app for classes.
You've probably been next to them at Delilah a few nights.
They should have paid for my bill.
Well, you should have asked. If everyone at your table runs out, you got to start asking surrounding tables. Might run into Vista or whatever that other one. What's that other one called?
Sixth Street Partners.
Street, okay, so we've been sort of, I don't know the word. I guess we've been a little nervously optimistic, maybe not even optimistic, about the holidays.
Yep.
Specifically when it comes to product, which we make and sell a lot of, and how to get it in to the country, specifically into our warehouses.
Sorry, Sixth Street Partners has 50 billion assets under management.
Never heard of them. 50 billion.
You were doing such a good, sorry, drama.
No.
I just had to look that up. I was just like, holy shit. I've never heard of them either.
So not only did they write a $500 million check, but that was nothing.
Nothing. It's an insignificant amount of money.
Wow.
All right.
They don't even know they wrote the check. I bet you the CEO read about it.
I mean, I saw it. This is why I saw another.
That's 1%.
Yeah, that's not bad. I saw another article yesterday about how incredibly hard it is to get private jets right now. If you want to buy one.
Yeah.
Full price. And not only that, but the whole used market is dried up. So they're like, we laugh at people if they say they hope to get a jet in the next 6 months. Ha. No chance. Because of people like 6th Street.
Yeah.
I don't even know, and they're running around with 50 bill. Okay, so my point was, we're nervous, and also retailers are nervous, and they're worried about their shelves being empty not because of all the shoppers, but because of no product. It's a real big issue. Everyone I think has seen now, or a lot of people, the clips or the photos of all the ships backed up at the ports. No one can get in. There's no one to unload them. It looks like Joe Biden's coming in to help. We're getting some aid.
Yeah, Big Joe came in and
what's he doing?
Has promised and apparently has partnered up with the Long Beach port and LA port.
Love that.
To have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, opening of the ports to unload all the containers. The two unions, which are the Longshore and Warehouse Union, says its members are willing to work extra shifts at the port.
Okay.
Walmart, FedEx, UPS, Home Depot, and others will announce expanded hours of operation to help the ports. So it took basically, I'm guessing Walmart made the phone call and said, Joe, what are you doing here?
Let's go, Joe.
Yeah, let's go, Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been a problem for the whole year.
We've been talking about this
since last year.
Last year.
And the thought is we're going to be talking about it for all of next year.
Yeah. So the fact that we didn't do anything about it till basically when people are like, we're not going to have shit to buy for Christmas.
Yeah. That's what did it.
That's literally what did it. Christmas.
Yep.
Christmas. Not the whole year.
You're talking about Christmas?
Christmas?
Well, that's the power of Christmas.
Yeah.
Over there at the Walton fam.
Yeah.
We're not letting another one slip away.
Yeah.
Man. Well, look, props. I hope they did do it. Obviously all these people, someone got through to them.
Yeah.
Hopefully it works. I don't know. I'm still a little unsure.
It's also the problem with just policy and government. If we knew this a year ago, how did they not know this a year ago?
Finsta.
She gotta delete the Finsta.
Yeah. You know why? Because they're sitting on their Finstas all day.
Yeah, because they're on fucking Finsta. Because they don't know what the fuck's going on.
There's someone. There's
No,
someone.
but don't you think? I mean, how did Walmart not get through to them?
How does the Secretary of Commerce?
I mean, I was talking about Target like 6 months ago. There's nothing on the shelves.
Yeah.
There's no goods.
Yeah, no, not our concern.
What is the Secretary of Commerce doing? Your job is
Commerce.
just Secretary of Commerce.
She's like, what's the E before it? I'm trying to figure that out still. Still looking for where this E came from.
But that's how dysfunctional. This is why people don't like to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Because like you couldn't. This has been in open sight for 1 year.
By the way, now that you have to keep it open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
What are we going to hear 6 months from now? Lawsuits from longshoremen at the ports because they were overworked, mentally
Or port goes bankrupt because you're paying time and a half.
Yeah.
For the night shift.
Well, that's what kills me is we're talking about how do you cure this really big problem, and the Secretary of Commerce and all they're doing is
throwing money,
keeping it open.
Yeah.
Like it would have been that easy of it. Like, I don't know, just fucking keep it open.
Yeah.
And
Like last summer.
Why did they do it in like 6 months ago? Say a few more hours a day. That's it.
But
But
can we be clear that there's two parts to this problem? One is Chinese ports are just shutting down without notice, and they have COVID outbreaks, and they're not being transparent about it. But the second part of it is there's 60 ships outside of Long Beach that can't dock.
Yeah.
So what does that have to do with China?
Nothing. Finsta, I think. It's two totally different issues.
It's Finsta.
Like you have 60 in U.S. waters. This has nothing to do about China.
So I'll send them to you. Number one, it's definitely Finsta. We should look into that because I think Finsta has something to do with it. But I'll send you. I actually have a couple really good TikTok clips.
You still haven't messed up my algorithm.
I know, man. And now mine kind of went
That's
away.
all fun.
Yeah, but it's like a guy at the port being like, here's what happened. Like it seems like the long story short of it is because of all the COVID, not only outbreaks here, but also the way that they then segmented the groups apart, and there was no people to train the new people, and it just fucked up their workflow so bad that they still haven't recovered, and it's a workflow issue. I'm sure there's also probably some like hard to employ issues, lack of of whatever. But I think there are two completely different issues that are happening on both sides of the chain, from what I gather.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the complexity of it, but like, we should have been working on it for a year, not been on Finsta the whole fucking time.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, we need to ban Finsta. Okay, and this guy was actually smarter than we thought.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope Joe comes through for us.
Yeah.
For Christmas. Let's wrap up.
Yeah.
Winners, losers, content. Dee, who is your biggest winner of the last week?
My winner is Viore. It's a clothing brand out of California. They just raised a massive round of funding, $400 million from your boy SoftBank.
Ooh, Mayoshi.
Valuing the company at $4 billion. That means Viore must be doing $500 million in revenue.
What do they make?
They make like a basic jogger that like blew up in the pandemic. Blew up.
You're the basic jogger. Like the basic athletic wear.
Basic athletic
How
wear.
many people are making that? They're selling $500 million worth of it, maybe.
Yeah.
How many other people?
Yeah. Everyone who sells basic athletic wear seems to have found
So
it.
do you think Mayoshi-san just like, man, these just feel so good?
Yes.
Here's 400
Probably.
million.
I think what actually tipped it
Favorite
over was
PJ.
like On. When you look at On's worth $10 billion, and he's like, we could I'll invest at $4 billion. This will be public at 10.
But you need Roger.
They can get some.
You gotta get a Roger.
Go get a rich white face. That won't be hard.
You find a Roger, I'm in.
Yeah.
I bet he was just on the PJ.
Yeah.
Had his comfiest sweats. I was like, which one are these?
Yeah.
Viore?
Give him $500 million.
Go ahead, send the wire.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. But yeah, well, winners, good luck. Congratulations to them. Where are they based out of?
I think they're in San Clemente.
Wow.
They have 9 stores. They do men's, women's. Now it's like a full apparel brand. It feels like a very California Lululemon.
Yep.
But definitely feels more male than women.
Yep.
But I'm sure they'll figure out in the women's. And
sure.
It's amazing how much activewear people are consuming.
Yet obesity is through the roof.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
hope viewers just make sure they go to 4X and they'll be good.
yeah, like it's so funny to me that like the fitness like thing is so on trend.
Yeah.
But then our rates of obesity are like 48% or something.
Yeah.
That should actually prove to you that the growth trajectory for these fitness equipments and brands, they're going to taper off.
But what if we turn them? What if we get those numbers down? Look at the open market.
Yeah,
Look at the open
good luck.
sea.
You got to ban Finsta.
Keeps coming back to that.
Yeah.
That seems to be the through line here. Okay, props to those guys. Anand, who's your winner?
The CEO of Netflix.
What'd he do?
He wrote a letter to the company. There's been a lot of uproar over the Chappelle special.
Oh, nice.
And basically said, like, there's no real world harm from the content of the special.
Wow.
And we're not pulling it down. There's been a lot of calls to pull it down. If you look at Netflix rankings, Squid Game is 1.
Chappelle's too.
Chappelle's 2 or 3 given the day.
Think about that too. Squid Game, I'm sure wasn't that expensive to make, but think about the fact that it's like a full-on show and then a guy on a stage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's gnarly. Well, that was going to be my loser too, by the way, was all the people trying to cancel. Because it just was a big loss for cancel culture. And I hope it's the start of like a new thing, but like they tried everything they had. It didn't work on old Dave.
Yeah.
Uncancelable.
And yeah, now their employees are planning a walkout.
Leave.
Yeah. You got to leave.
Yeah. I don't see a world where Netflix pulls this for any reason at all.
Well, if he wrote a letter, then we're good. I was worried that they would.
Yeah.
But once you write a letter, if you pull it now,
You look weak as a CEO.
weak as shit. You
But
can't
like
now.
the walkout is going to be similar to how people like roasted Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase. Like it was like less than 1% of his workforce quit.
Yeah.
And it was basically
the best part about the walkout is, what are you walking around your house? You ain't in the fucking office.
Good point. They're like, you know
What
what?
do
I'm
you
there.
know how much of a
zoom
unified
out.
movement will that
Like,
be?
that's actually a zoom out.
Yeah, there you go. It's
Everyone's like,
opposite
all
of
right,
the-
we're doing a walkout, and everyone's like,
Just
well,
leaves
I'm
in.
not coming to the office to walk out.
Imagine
I'm
you see
gonna
your
walk in to
neighbor.
walk out.
Imagine you see your
Fuck
neighbor
off.
like huffing and puffing down the street. You're like, what are you doing? Like, I'm
on a walkout.
I'm on strike.
Yeah, protesting is gonna have a real big problem with everyone working from home.
Yeah, it's true.
Like you protest in your neighborhood. I'm not coming out there today.
Yeah, that's a tough walkout. You're not going to get the visual you hoped for.
Yeah. Everyone just circling their neighborhood.
Well, see, look, I think it's also really important, like Brian Armstrong said, was let the walkout happen. I want to see what number of your employees are actually offended enough to walk out.
Believe the company.
And Brian Armstrong followed it up 1 year later from the letter and with a Twitter thread of like how many employees he's hired, how much
Yeah.
better the company
He did
is.
do a little
how
touchdown
much, he
celebration.
basically told everyone like, look what we did.
That was
Yeah.
bold.
yeah.
Because, you know, like you would think you'd be kind of like, okay, whew, survived that.
Yeah.
But he was like, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you went public, company survived the pandemic, clearly their employees don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see. I just want to see the real numbers.
Every company can make the decision how they're a private company. They're a publicly traded company, but like they are a private enterprise.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want. If they choose, if employees don't like it, you can leave.
Yep.
You can go work somewhere else. It's fine.
I agree.
Everyone can do whatever they want. You're offended, leave. All good.
Yeah.
Work at a company that
Plenty
represents
of
you.
coffee shops in Portland that will have you
Yeah.
and will not disagree with your views.
Yes.
Okay. Well, oh yeah, winner. My winner. You know what? My winner is actually a change of tune a little bit from recently, but not from the past. Joe Rogan.
Wow.
Joe Rogan did an episode with Sanjay Gupta.
Wow.
It's getting a lot of Twitter response.
What are they saying?
And from what I saw quickly, it looked like actually a lot of people like trashing CNN and Sanjay Gupta on Joe Rogan's behalf. What are you going to say?
I'm 2 hours in.
It's pretty good.
It's great.
So the reason why I give him props is because Sanjay Gupta, you could tell, came on like, hey,
You have the Hindu card. It's Sanjay.
Sanjay. Sorry, my brother. Sanjay came on. You could clearly tell, not like ego crazy, but just like, I'm going to come on and I'm going to explain to Joe why he's seeing this wrong and why he needs whatever. And Joe just asked really good questions and really sort of like stood his ground on his points. And look, I think at the end of it, not to spoiler alert you, but like I think they come to a reasonable conclusion. They don't totally agree, but it's like, hey, here is an example of someone from CNN, which is a network that trashed Joe for taking ivermectin and calling it horse dewormer. And here's Joe, and they have a perfectly reasonable conversation.
Yeah.
So I think the conversation was actually great, and they both pushed each other on certain things, which I thought was great dialogue. But my fear is if you went into that hesitant of the vaccine, zero chance you're going to get it.
I think that's true. But if you listen, you know what a really interesting one is, which is probably is much worse for that person, is the one right before that. I forget the guy's name.
Alex Brenson.
Yeah.
He's the super anti-vax, anti-mask.
It's gnarly.
I can't even imagine what he said.
Well, Joe kind of keeps him. So look, I didn't know any of that about his background. And I just thought like, oh, this is interesting. He didn't come off like, I think a couple times he went a little left and Joe was like, well, are you sure about that or whatever? But it's really interesting. Those 2 episodes together gave me an interesting view inside the mind of someone like Joe who is outspoken about not everyone should get vaccinated.
The problem with Joe Rogan's responses to all of it, there's 6.2 billion doses that have been administered in the world.
Mm-hmm.
How does Joe know the 3 people that got the strokes, the heart attacks? How many people do we know that have gotten the vaccine? No one's gotten a stroke, heart attack. And is it just like, statistically, it's impossible for Joe Rogan to only know the people that had these adverse reactions.
Maybe he became friends with them after they got it.
But he also probably knows, and like some of the people he was saying, like a friend of a friend, or like he probably knows so many people. You got to think like it's everyone in the UFC.
And everyone's going to tell him, hey, this is what happened.
Exactly.
So that's why I think his argument like falls. Like,
look, you know what I learned from that is I think honestly, Joe, because I was always like, why is Joe Rogan so like, I just don't like the stance on the vax thing. But I think what really happened is someone told him a story about someone he knows that got fucked up and he was scared.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he was really looking at like big data and was like, oh, well, that was a one in a trillion. It was like an anecdotal. It was just like, this shit's sketchy. Because he says on the Sanjay episode that he was going to get vaccinated and just missed the appointment.
And then he started hearing all these stories of people.
Right after.
But like, how did we not hear these stories? We know a lot of people. You know how many weddings I go to?
You're right. If you don't know, it's not happening. Seriously. If someone from your wedding circuit hasn't happened, you could have literally just done the vaccine fucking trials in your friend group. Like, no, everyone's good.
Indians are safe.
Okay, so that was my winner. Loser, D?
Loser. So, the last week, these young men over here were on their Finstas looking for a NFT, the Mechaverse.
Ban it.
And
so we're talking about Jason, Tim, all you guys?
I don't know.
I don't think Tim was in on it.
Who was involved?
It was Jason, Arjun, Jordan, Pete,
Maddie.
Like
Pete came in to try to catch a bag.
Everyone tried to catch this bag. Yeah.
He came back in and be like, I did learn some stuff here.
Yeah. And the takeaway is the thing has plummeted in value.
No.
So to be fair, it's still up, way up from the minting price, which was, I think, 0.2 ETH. And they released 9,000 or 8,999. You could get up to 2 based on the raffle. Hundreds of thousands of people in this Discord. It went from, I think when it came out, it was like 3 ETH. So huge jump. Then it went to like 8 something ETH. That was like 4 days ago. Okay. Now it's back down to below 3 ETH, right?
So it went from point something to below 3. So there was some.
It's still up a lot.
Yeah, but not.
But I think the point being is like, it is like so highly manipulated.
Yeah.
And, the way these are positioned to the world is that you have a shot at getting these. And maybe there is some of that. I know personally a few friends that got in on a couple of these NFTs because they're friends with the artist.
Yeah.
And they're like, here you go. Here's 10. Here's 5.
That's such a joke, though.
Right?
I mean,
of the 9,000 of this one, how many went to their homies?
8,950.
And 50 went to the raffle.
And then these guys fought over that. I watched you run out of the room last week, Jason.
And none of you guys got one, right?
You guys pranked him?
Yeah, they pranked me.
So the rest of the guys, for the listener, they were all sitting on their laptops. It's like a sneaker drop. They're all like refreshing, waiting to see if anyone won the raffle. And then these guys lied to Jason and told him they all won it. And he went sprinting out of the room.
Yeah. I can only imagine from this mic to the office, he was thinking their lives are about to change.
Yeah.
I'm stuck here working this fucking Indian
yeah.
guy.
Whoa,
And he knew if I could get to that fucking mouse in time, my life could have changed.
Could have changed.
You know what? You're the loser of the week, actually.
Oh my God.
You know how Squid Game is like red light, green light,
Yeah.
kids games? That's going to be raffles
That's
for
what I'm telling you,
NFTs.
man. I think Doge Game, that's going to be an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's either you get it and your life changes or you're shot in the face.
Squid Games is you literally die, right?
Yeah.
My game too.
What? You get a CryptoPunk or you're shot in the face.
Oh, you're dead, yeah. Literally, life changes or sorry.
Yeah, how many people you think would do that?
A lot.
Oh, fuck, Tom.
Of 8 billion people on Earth, 2 billion?
If it's
But today, yes.
Yeah, if like today we announce everyone gets a CryptoPunk
Yep.
who plays
I
this.
think it's probably closer to 3 or 4 billion.
So half this room would do it.
Half of the world. It's like old ladies and shit, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't got much to live for.
If that is where society's at, holy shit.
I think it is. I think it is exactly that. And I think that's why you're seeing these fucking crazy swings and people running up and down hallways and ex-employees coming back in.
Yeah.
Okay. Anand, who's your loser?
Unequivocally, Kyrie Irving.
Oh, boy.
So Kyrie Irving, we all know where his stance was. He's forfeiting participating with his basketball team, the Brooklyn Nets. But then I went on Insta Live last night.
Yeah, what happened on there?
So I watched it.
Whole thing?
Like
Most of it.
90% of it. Enough to know what was going on.
How long was he on?
It was a while.
Okay.
I don't know the exact
an
time.
hour.
Probably a little less, something. I caught probably 30 minutes of it.
Okay.
And he says he is not anti-vaccine.
Okay.
That he is a voice for the voiceless. And he's against other people losing their job because they won't get the vaccine. So he's willing to lose his job for them.
But they're going to lose their job.
The logic makes no sense.
But if you're anti-vaccine, shouldn't you instead be telling the voiceless that
He's
they
not
should-
anti-vaccine.
Sorry. I mean, if you're not anti-vaccine, shouldn't instead your stance be let's explain to the voiceless why they should get the vaccine?
Correct. He made no sense. I wanted to give him a shot,
Because you like Kyrie.
I like Kyrie. He's
As
an
an athlete.
excellent basketball player.
Yeah.
Love watching him his whole career.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see, okay, is he going to say something? If he was going to play the science side, like the myocarditis side, if he
Yeah.
did the Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, at least I disagree with Joe Rogan, but Joe Rogan did his research and made his decision.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Kyrie just didn't make any sense.
Is anyone like rallying with it?
Not in the NBA.
And
But-
not like in
Donald Trump Jr.
Donald Trump Jr. and Ted
Wasn't-
Cruz. So the extreme right has
Didn't expect
basically
that.
taken Kyrie as like their pawn and saying like he's standing up.
I
I
think
think they like
Kyrie
the
should be the
circus,
candidate
yeah.
for Republican president.
president?
Yeah.
Straight to president.
Why? Why not? He has nothing to do now.
He could be the next Tucker Carlson.
e-commerce
No, why
secretary.
can't you become president? He could take this Do you know how many people do not want to get this vaccine?
But I mean, the numbers are in. It's not majority, right?
I mean,
How many people
I
are-
think he can get enough votes to win the presidency.
Anna, do you know what the percentage of vaccinated people are in the country, roughly at all?
I think double shot is like 55.
Oh, yeah, he could
60%?
win. Yep.
Yeah, easily
I'm
win.
wrong.
And even people who got vaccinated because they're still mad that they had to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
He could win in a landslide.
I say you go be the ESPN meets Alex Jones.
I say
And
president.
You're pardon my take, but you're just off the
Just
wall.
skip the whole thing. Become
You
president.
say president.
It's pretty easy to become president.
He's got to wait 6 years.
No, but he took a stance on something. No one cares about anything, but all I see is people talking about the vaccine all fucking day. Like, shut up.
Or Squid Games.
Yeah. If he likes Squid Games and he's anti-vax,
Then he's
the
in.
president.
Yeah.
Dresses up like, where's that tracksuit? In every
Yeah.
is it rally?
I saw a stat that white Vans, because that's all they wear in Squid
Yeah.
Games, went like
Crazy.
1,800x.
People are such fucking idiots.
So basically Halloween
They
just
see
Squid
some,
Games.
I
literally,
wear
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I think all of Halloween is just going to look like Squid Games out in the street.
Well, hopefully it's not.
Do you
the
think it's
actual
going to
real
be
life.
Do you think
You
it's
should
going
get a
to
paintball gun and say,
Do you think
"Bam,
it's
you're
going to be
out."
more
Player 325.
Watch
and then
it. We're
eliminated.
gonna read about some crazy kid fucking shooting people.
Absolutely.
Well, people are sick.
So you think it's going to be the pink suit with the helmet or the jumpsuit as the player?
I guess it's a budget question.
Jumpsuit's cheap.
Because the player is real easy to execute. I saw a clip from it looks like Dan Bilzerian is like out doing the podcast rounds because he has a book coming out. And he said that he legitimate, like straight face, 100%, he wants to be president.
100%.
Like it's not a joke. It's
So we
not
basically have Kyrie versus Dan Bilzerian.
Not a
Dan
bad
Bilzerian
face.
is a great shot. He's what, for most American men,
Yeah.
he is an icon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so
I
just
think
so
he'd
we
be
all
president
know.
of the world.
He could. I do think he has a lot of international.
Yes. Remember when all the Indians
They love Dan Bilzerian.
Yeah.
That's like all they cared about.
That's all they care
What's
about.
going on in Hollywood? Do you know Dan Bilzerian?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the second question. How are you? Where's Dan Bilzerian?
Where's he at?
He's gonna win.
Guns
win.
and hot girls.
He could
That
win.
resonates with people.
Yep, you're right. And weed.
Yeah.
Okay. My loser was the people trying to cancel. So now we're on content. Content recommendation.
I'm going with our Discord.
Nice.
There's a
Nice.
lot of interesting. One, I think there's a lot of really smart, interesting people in there asking a lot of really good questions. But I want to know the answers too. So I want more people to join because I think it would be great. Jackie, who works with us, posts all of our articles that we talk about. So if you want to follow along there, that's great. She also just posts really interesting articles that I use a lot of it for the podcast. And there's just a lot of really good questions, a lot of good information, everything just from general business stuff to NFT to crypto to finance tech. It's great stuff.
Love it. I got to dive in there more.
Yeah.
Okay, Anand.
Succession this weekend.
That was mine too.
Oh, it is?
Sunday.
Wow.
We're back.
Billions is over. You see the end of it?
No, I have the last episode left. Don't tell me.
They kill him.
Oh, you don't know? Like you don't know at all?
No, I literally don't. I stayed off like anytime someone said billions.
But you know what happened.
No. I don't think he knows.
But you
I
don't,
don't know.
You haven't heard about the show? What
Like,
the
you didn't
changes
see
in the
any-
show are?
No, I know the change that he's no longer participating.
Okay, there.
Yeah, well,
Well, apparently that other guy is like the main character.
yeah, I don't like that guy as the main character.
I'm kind of worried.
He's not,
I like that guy. What's that guy's name? No, not
Brody.
Brody is the red-haired guy.
Yeah. Well, Brody's from Homeland. I don't know his real name.
Axe.
But what's his real name? Is what I meant.
Oh, Damian Lewis, right?
Damian
No,
Lewis.
you're not talking about
No,
Wax.
Axe.
Axe.
Yeah, not Wax.
Yeah.
Axe. Yeah.
But the new Bobby Axelrod character, he's just not he's not good looking enough also. He's like an ugly dude.
Interesting.
I want my Bobby Axelrod to be good looking.
So you're saying that the star, let me just get this right.
Yeah.
Dee is saying
Yeah.
the new star of Billions isn't hot enough for him to continue watching.
No. Not good looking enough.
That's cool.
When
I respect it.
yeah. There's something about
Hot billionaires that just
you want a hot billionaire. You want an ugly billionaire.
yeah. Okay. All right. It's a weird topic, but okay.
I'm comfortable saying it. I was like, man, that guy's not good looking. I like looking at Axe's face.
But I would love to take a poll from our female listeners or males, whoever, which guy is more attractive? Because it seems to me like a lot of people would think that other guy.
The new billionaire guy?
Yeah. Don't you
Nah,
think?
he's
He's like all like.
like
you know?
Ophi. He's like tall.
Huh. Maybe we do a poll on our
Yeah.
social.
I
Who's
want to know
hotter?
what guys
Dee
think.
wants to know. Who's
I want to know
hotter?
what guys
who's
think, and
hotter.
I also want to know what girls think. I want both sides.
Yeah. All right. Good point. Okay. Well, that was interesting.
This is what keeps Dee up at night.
I didn't expect it to go that way. Okay. That's it. We got shout outs?
Yeah, I got two shout outs here. The first is from is for Ethan Fletcher. Really interesting story. He is 26 years old, 3.5 years out of post grad. At the beginning of this year, his salary was $55,000. His salary now is $105,000 plus incentives.
Wow. Shout out to
With
Eth.
arguably a better firm. He's in the data visual space. And he goes, I don't really want to tell my friends as it's pretty douchey to brag about raises, but this is life-changing for me.
Yeah.
I also
Fuck
wanted
that.
this to serve as a PSA for my fellow Cathys. Negotiate and always, because he was like, I was always afraid until this opportunity. And I realized for this particular job where I stood, I was a valuable person. So,
Oh yeah, Ethan.
yeah.
Go get it, man. And it's okay to celebrate.
Yeah, and he used to be in the digital marketing space. He went into the data space and changed his trajectory.
There you go.
Pretty awesome.
Good shit.
Good work, Ethan. The next is from our guy Gobin. He wanted to give a shout out to his friend Azim Rajani, 30th birthday on October 14th. They are heading to Las Vegas to Delilah to celebrate
This weekend.
And they're all rocking their certified crypto boy tees at Delilah this weekend in Vegas.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure Brian certifies that's not too casual.
Nah, you could wear whatever you want there.
I thought shorts was the issue.
Well, I mean, shorts are ridiculous. That's what the new billionaire guy would wear on Billions.
Justin Bieber wore
God.
shorts at Delilah
Axelrod
Vegas.
ain't wearing no fucking shorts.
Justin Bieber wore shorts at Delilah Vegas.
Okay, well,
No one's stopping Kid Leroy from getting in Delilah Vegas with shorts.
I feel like is Brian out there like a lot now?
Yeah, they're out there a lot. They're always on a plane.
No shorts.
Have you noticed Kid Leroy's ditching the sunglasses?
Maybe he stopped waking up and fucked up.
Wasted.
Yeah, whatever. Waked up wasted. Yeah, maybe he's getting his shit together, you know?
Yeah.
I've got a shout out from Carlo Barrera, who says, I wanted to shout out one very special little man with a big heart. Gilly with 3 L's has been talked about and dragged on this pod numerous times.
He called him a special little man. He just dragged it.
But it's about time he gets his own shout out. It isn't Gilly's birthday. He didn't get a promotion. And despite popular belief, he is not the sole reason behind Revolve going public a couple of years ago. Gilly is in love. After literally decades of friends and family worrying if he would ever settle down and find love,
Yeah.
everyone's favorite male influencer has found love in a hopeless place. Him and his new lady friend, which we all love, are officially going steady and just wanted to use our favorite pod to both congratulate him and warn him not to fuck this up.
Wow. This is public.
He also said,
Public.
This is the right way to announce a relationship.
Because we know like
You can't delete this. This isn't fit stuff.
This is the opposite of Ryan's Roses.
Yeah.
It's like, you gotta
I
keep
met
the
her. She's
relationship
great.
Plus, we know how many Revolve people listen to the pod, so
Yeah.
you're really on blast.
Yeah.
and there's more. He says, D, as I mentioned in our DM to you, thanks for all you've done to continue to do for the community. Anand, I want to grab a beer with you. I feel like you're a much more mature, much smarter, and much richer version of me. Drama, I went to college in Ohio, so OH. But seriously, thanks to you three, Tim and Jason, for bringing so much value and entertainment to everyone that tunes into the pod.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
How does he know Gilly? He's just homies?
They work together.
Oh, they work together. Got it.
Okay, well, props to Gil. And
I'll also point out that he said that he loves my perspective on everything and always sides with me on the pod. So just want to point out that there are
I
people
think
out
did
there.
you just make that up?
Do
You
you-
just add that?
He says, hey, Tim, Carlo here. Love your perspective on and everything. Always on your side with political issues that come up on the pod. You're super insightful and thoughtful and really appreciate that.
I would
Bernie,
have never let this shout out go.
Carlo.
I mean, Carlo,
Carlo knew to
when
put
Revolve
that.
stock 10X's, you'll be changing your tune.
Carlo.
When Revolve's trading at 300, you'll be like, I don't know about this Tim guy.
he dropped the
ideas
B
don't make
word. He dropped Bernie in there.
Yeah.
Carlo. He just tried to
Damn.
get the shout out read.
That might be true.
He's like, Bernie, AOC,
It really
love
worked.
them. Anyway,
He has different politicians based on the stock price.
for sure. I bet we all have DMs from him with different subject lines.
Trump, we love Trump.
Shout out to Bill Ackman.
Okay, that's it.
We have one more shout out
What do we
from
got?
Jen Romero. She says, shout out to all my Latino, Latina, Hispanic entrepreneurs and Cathys. Friday, October 15th marks the end of National Hispanic Heritage Month, which recognizes the contributions and influence of Hispanic Americans to the history, culture, and achievement of the United States.
Awesome.
She also says, shout out to Jason. Glad to see some Latin
God.
representation on the pod. Are you saying, oh
These are
God?
just getting
You guys
snuck
write your
in.
own shout
Yeah,
out.
you can read it on the
Crazy.
screen.
Shout out to Jason. He's the most handsome guy.
She said, still waiting on that Millie though. Thank you for all you do. Latino gang strong. Viva la raza. If Pete was here, I wish Pete was here so you could butcher that. LOL.
That's a good one.
He's like a Latino.
Latina, viva la raza.
I like that shout out. That's great.
Good shit. All right, guys. Everyone have a great end of your week. We'll see you Sunday.